How did I read 3 books that were 500 pages or more this month when there's 28 days? Hey guys, it's Keira. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are back with my February wrap up, and I can't even believe I'm saying that it is March already. Like, I get that this month is like 4 days shorter, but like, why is it already March? We are 3 months into this year. Yeah, today I am back with a wrap up. I do these every month. This is how it's gonna work. I'm gonna try that every first Wednesday of the month will be my wrap up video. And then first Friday, which is 2 days later, I'll be posting my TBR. So it would be like wrap up Thursday, and then it would be my TBR. If you don't know how these videos work, I'm basically just going to be talking about all the books that I read this month. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow all my socials down below, and let's just get right into it. If you haven't seen my February TBR, it'll be up there. I think I read every book on there. But I started off with By a Thread by vsco, which I'll put a picture of it up here. This book just like completely took over everything. Book Talk, Bookstagram, Booktube, all of that. Yeah, if you have not heard this book, it's about Dominic and Allie, and basically they start off by meeting at a pizza place where Allie works. Their first encounter wasn't great, and then something happens and Dominic ends up getting Allie fired. Dominic's mom, who also happens to be having lunch with him, kind of feels bad, so she goes and finds her and then offers her a job at their like fashion company. Dominic ends up being Allie's boss. He's just, grumpy. You know how Lucy Score is, which are grumpy characters. It's very much a slow burn. The banter was so good in this book, and the two of them, it's just like an odd couple, but at the same time, they like balanced each other out. I don't know. But I gave this book a 4-star. It was honestly really, really good, but not my favorite. Yeah, definitely read this book. It's so funny. By a Thread by Lucy Score. Give it a try. Alright, next up, which I've talked about this in, I guess, all my videos this month, is a 5-star for the month. My only 5-star. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, which if you follow me anywhere, I talk about this book all the time, as much as I possibly can. I did a reading vlog on it, which we linked up here. I had so much fun, and it seems like people loved it, so I definitely will be doing more reading vlogs. I also talked about it in my 5-star reads, all my 5-star reads, which I'll also link up here. I definitely did a breakdown in both of those videos, so definitely check it out. Loved it. I love Nate. I love Anastasia. I love the side characters. They're so great. Yeah, this is just a figure skater hockey romance. To end up sharing the rank, Anastasia is not very happy about it. Something ends up to her skating partner, and Nate has to help, but it's kind of just their relationship. It's kind of like friends with benefits, even though people say it's like more enemies to lovers. It's really not. This also had really good mental health and self-growth representation, and was talked about very well, which I liked. And these two are my babies. Read it. It is so good. So, I don't want to say it's a book that was necessarily disappointing. Like, I don't want to phrase it that way. It's The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. This is a very heavy book, so check trigger warnings for all these books that I talk about in this video. And it's basically about a girl who, her freshman year, got raped by her older brother's best friend. This is kind of just, it's split up into different parts, and it's each year throughout high school. I just had so many issues with this book. I hate saying that I got bored reading this book, because of like, why would you get bored about such a like heavy topic like that? I just felt myself getting bored like in between. It was just too slow for me. It felt like the end was rushed. I wanted to know like the friends' reactions. I only gave this book a 3 stars, The Way It Used to Be. After that, we got a banger. We got a banger. Next up, we have Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry, which is easily one of now my all-time favorite authors. This book, I think about this book a lot. This is book 1 of the Eden series by Devney Perry. This is about Winslow and Griffin, and Winslow is becoming the new police chief of Quincy, the town where all the books take place. On her first night, she ends up meeting Griffin, and they have a one-night stand, not knowing, like, who each other are. Yeah, there's a murder mystery kind of subplot. Griffin owns a ranch, so the body ended up being on his property. And I felt like, not that that was like the majority of the book, but that was kind of what made the book so enjoyable for me. Romance wasn't like the main focus in this book, and I felt like it was based off like a one-night stand. Like, I didn't feel their connection, just kind of had a physical relationship, and I just did not see who did it coming. Solid 4 stars. Indigo Ridge by Debbie Perry. I started on Valentine's Day because it had to do with Valentine's Day. It is Do-Over by Lynn Painter. Just a Groundhog Day situation. Just, reliving the same day multiple times in a row until, like, one day she decides, like, well, I'm just going to do anything I want because none of it will matter. I just didn't end up enjoying this as much as I wanted to. I just didn't feel the connection between the two characters because she got to know more and more about Nick each reoccurring day. He obviously, it's not real. This day that they just decide that they're just going to do anything and everything with each other. And then she's like, wow, I love him. I ended up only giving it a 3.5 stars, which is still good. It was still cute. I definitely recommend it if you like the Groundhog Day kind of situation. Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This is a book I'm kind of sad about. Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey, which I am a Tessa Bailey stan through and through. I only ended up giving this book a 3 out of 5 stars. This is about Hallie and Julian, and Julian comes back in town. He's on sabbatical from his job because of something that happened, and he's writing a novel. He is, like, obsessing over the fact that he's back in town, and she's like, this is my chance, and she's a gardener. She, like, jumps on the opportunity to be like, I'm gonna work on the guest house so I can be up and close with him. Like, one drunken night, she was like, I'm gonna write a letter to him. Secret admirer. I didn't feel connected with these characters at all. It's built up on Hallie's crush from high school. If you want to read the book, give it a try. Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. Letters to Molly, which this is the second book in the Mason Jar series. I went through a lot of emotions reading this book. It's about Molly and Finn. Been divorced for, I think it's like 5 years now, and Molly ended up cheating on Finn, even though they were kind of separated when she did it. Yeah, she ends up making a mistake, and he's like, don't talk to me, like, we're just gonna get a divorce. Molly gets this letter, and she's reading it. She's like, why is this so familiar? And she finds out that it came from Finn, a letter that he wrote on their first date. But then she gets another one a week later, and is like, okay, like, Finn, are you sending these? And he's like, no. It made them talk through those issues because they would never communicate, and miscommunication is just, I hate miscommunication. Things would have been so much better if they just communicated with each other. And overall, this book just made me cry a lot, and it was just so beautifully written. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, which is really, really good. Just wanted to see them after they worked everything out and got back together. I really wanted to see the aftermath of them talking through everything. Letters to Molly by Debbie Perry. A Chonky Boy. It's From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. I did not think I was gonna like this book as much as I did. Her romance takes up about this much out of all of this book. Jasmine is a figure skater. They're both figure skaters, and she's been trying to get a partner good enough for her to be able to compete in the big competitions. So when she's given the opportunity by someone she absolutely despises the most in the world, Ivan Lukov, to be his skating partner because he's so successful, like he's won like every year. I hate him so much, but if this gives me the chance to win, like, why? I'm gonna take it. I did fly through it, which is surprising because it is chunky. The way Mariana Zapata writes, because it's such a slow burn, they were best friends for like a long part of the book. I liked them more as best friends than I did with them in their relationship. The chapters were very long, and I have problems with long chapters, even if they have like the break in between them and the scenes are different. It just drags along for me, and I don't really like long chapters. Things were just like repeated and like very repetitive. Like the same things were just being repeated like every page. Like I loved Jasmine's personality. Like she is so badass. And Ivan was very much annoying at the beginning. I don't know, just the way he treated her. Like I get that they were like joking around and stuff, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, why do you like literally keep talking about her weight and how she can't win anything and, you know, all that stuff. And I get it's enemies to lovers and stuff like that. In the end, he ended up being very cute. I feel like he ended up really caring for her, so he made up for it. Is that I wish that I saw the sister best friend, because the sister's name's Karina and she's basically Jasmine's like best friend like since they were kids, and Ivan is Karina's older brother. I just wished we saw like more of her like reaction and interaction with the both of them, like becoming a couple and dance partners and all that stuff. Solid 4-star book, 4 stars for me. My first Mariana Zapata book. Yeah. There's a child, but it is Marriage for One by Ella Mays, which is the beautiful cover. I finished off the month with this book, which again was a chunky one. It's about Jack and Rose, and Rose's uncle ends up passing away, and he made a deal before that the husband that she was with would get a certain building so that she could make her dream coffee shop, like she could open it. He ends up breaking up with her like 2 days after her uncle passes away, so she ends up not being able to take the building. And this is where Jack steps in as like marriage of convenience. Jack happens to be her uncle's lawyer. Makes a deal and is like, what if we get married so that you're able to open your coffee shop? And she's like, well, what's in it for you? And he's like, oh, like I just need someone to bring to events so it looks like my life is together because I'm like the youngest person to ever make partner. And she's like, oh, so it's just a business deal, whatever. And she's like, fine, I just agree. End up agreeing, and it's a very long book, and I get that it's supposed to be like their business deal is supposed to be like over a span of 2 years, so I get that, but it's not. Long chapters, dual point of view, which I did love. His inner dialogue, like just the thoughts in his head was just so incredibly adorable. He was just like, man, she's so pretty. And like his acts of kindness, which he didn't even know he was doing. He's so adorable. He's definitely in running now for top book boyfriend / husband. Even though it was like a fake marriage, the whole entire time he would just say my wife. And that just gets me all the freaking time with these marriage of convenience books. Even though they're fake, they still address them as my wife. Or the scene where he literally was like, don't talk to my fiance like that, or watch how you're talking to my wife. And I'm like, yeah, it was just, you have to like read it, because not that there's not much plot, but there's so many other things that happen along with the plot. The things he did for her, that's all I need to say, because it's just so cute. Yeah, there's a lot of tension in this book. Wow, the tension it's so good. Also rich. He's also rich. He is rich. That's all I need to say. And I give it a 4.25 stars. It wasn't quite, like, it was higher than a 4, but like not quite a 4.5. Definitely like recommend this book, even though it's very chunky. And the cover is so cute. Ugh. I definitely will be reading more by Ella Mays. What's left of you? How am I supposed to tell you? Alright guys, so that is the end of the video. Those are all the books that I read this month. It's a lot. How many books did I read? I read 9 books this month. These are all my books that I read this month. a lot of bangers. That does it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned because 2 days after this will be my March TBR. So definitely look out for that. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!